Today I want to talk about the education of Asian American in the United States. Asian American is an umbrella category composed of vast and diverse people, including Chinese American and Indian American. The community that constitutes the racialized category of Asian American consists of approximately 20 million people in United States, or about 5% of the total population. About 20% of 4 million are of primary or secondary school age, and over 1.1 million are in higher education. Asian American as a group present various challenges to education and research in and about the United States. Although the proportion of Asian American in the United States is relatively large now, the United States successfully promulgated laws prohibiting Asians from immigrating to United States from 1882 to 1924, which are the Chinese Exclusion Act and American Immigration Act of 1924. The Chinese Exclusion Act is the first important law to restrict immigration to the United States and the first time to prohibit a race from entering the United States. Also, the Chinese Exclusion Act has made American exclusive Chinese and affects other immigration laws against other races. American Immigration Act of 1924 limits the numbers of immigrants to the United States and completely excludes immigrants from Asia because the U.S. President Kevin Coolidge said the United States must keep its place as an American. What are the educational issues of Asian American? The disparities are not solely relevant to identity politics, but also concretely materialize as issues of society and educational inequalities. As with other grouping of people, how Asian American is named and categorized affect the operation of government and private support, as well as educational scholarship and practice. When comparing the relationship between the Asian American and education, it is often referenced as two model minorities, which means that Asian minority can adapt to the certain extent and achieve good results in the American systems, especially in education. Part of the reason why Asian American adopt so well to American system is Asian American are diligent in the United States, which has nothing to do with cognitive ability or family income, for example, medical education. The doctor trained by American Medical College has not been able to meet the rapid growth of American population, so the introduction of foreign medical personnel has become a long-term solution. Asian American immigrants provide healthcare services to Americans. Asian Americans are high educated, although their poverty rate is higher than other groups, and Asian Americans are generally regarded as doctors and bankers. Another highly generative concept has been transnationalism that highly impacts educational research and pedagogy with Asian Americans. Transnationalism means heightened interconnectivity of people around the world largely. Prior to globalization, most Asian immigrants and refugees stayed in the United States after arriving, and these norms were so prevalent in development studies and pedagogies with Asian American population that flows in one direction. In addition, the gap between the rich and the poor among Asian Americans in the United States is the largely because of impact of the education level. According to the Asian American Federation, the number of Asian Americans live in poverty has increased by 44% in the 50 years. Although the wealthy Asians have become the highest income groups in the United States, the income level of poor Asians has not increased. The huge income gap is mainly caused by difference in education level, skill, and English proficiency. For example, immigrants from China and India have higher incomes and higher education level than those in Southeast Asia.